Hey, Teacher Thoughts here, coming at you with another video. We're going to do a little bit more pruning in the yard. This time we're going to take care of a lilac. Now this is an older lilac, so this one I'm pretty sure is original to the house. We've got a pretty large diameter on some of those trunks down there, and we're going to go through and we're going to do a little work to get rid of some of this older wood. So we're going to refresh this lilac. We topped it last year to force it to sucker. So to get, this to basically grow sprouts down below, we topped it. Again, we're not going to be using the right tools today because neither of us can find our little hand saw, the one that we really like. So I'm going to awkwardly use the big pole saw to do work here because it has my best saw blade on it. So I'm going to go through and remove all this big dead wood. So it's going to look weird, but hey, you work with the tools that you can find. So we're going to go ahead and remove all this big dead wood. I'll get you set up so you can watch that process. And then we'll kind of talk about the why and the how and any other questions that you might have about it. All right, let's get you set up. So Mrs. Egg Teacher Thoughts is out there looking for the right saw. But what I have right now is my ginormous pole saw. So we're going to do that because that blade works super well. And it'll get through this in no time. Hopefully we won't ruin too many of our suckers that we're going to use. Well, I made work of that. I think that was actually dead. One thing about pole saws, they're big. This one again has a really nice blade, so we're going to use that. Try to get this nice and straight. Okay, that. So this is what we're doing. That was a close one. Barely missed my sprinkler. Again, a proper saw would have done a much better job. But it's nice weather, so we're going to get this done while we can. All right, so we got 6 main suckers out of here, or 6 main trunks out of here. Now we're going to go through and kind of thin out some of the suckers that we're going to use to refresh this. So first thing I'm obviously going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to remove anything that was damaged at all while we were working on trimming this up. So that was anything I damaged, anything Mrs. Ag Teacher Thoughts damaged when she started to work on this. But all of those damaged ones are being removed. So just working our way in here. Anything that got marked, anything that got broken, those come out. There's a fair number of them, but that's okay, because we have a lot of stock to choose from and what we can use next. All right, so then we're gonna kind of go through here and decide for shape. You know, what are we gonna use? Anything that is larger has some good shape. I'm probably gonna leave that. This one's kind of coming out of the yard. That's okay. But I'm gonna come in here and remove just a couple of these branches in here that are kind of in the way, but I don't really like where they're at. This little guy is in the way. This one's crossing. I got a bigger one than that. This one's going up, and I want it to keep going up. I don't want it to go out along the base, because I like to have flowers down here, so we'll take that one off too. All right, so we're coming in here. Anything that's crossing, anything that's damaged, anything that's going the wrong direction is coming out. So like this one is smaller, it's in the way of this one crossing over, it comes out. This one is going up. Let's get these little tiny suckers out of the way, get those all trimmed up. And I think we're going to try to bring this back too. So any of the ones that are just kind of going out there, we're going to get rid of those. We don't need those. So any ones like this guy, he's going out, he's going to come out. That's gone, that's gone. This is way out of where it needs to be. That's gone. These are a little bit smaller. We have bigger ones up top. We want to keep those. We'll remove these small ones. That one's going sideways. It goes. This goes. And yeah, this is going to look fairly harsh, but we are trying to remodel and restructure this plant. So all this stuff over here is going to come out. So we can be back here by the fence. These are little wispy guys. Going to cross over from the inside so they come out. And the same thing over on this other side. Cover these, remove those. One of the other things that's really nice about this area is we've got really sandy soil. So those of you that have ever struggled with Himalayan blackberries, around here, you can reach right down to the bottom, get down to that crown. And a lot of them, if you don't have a root in the way, you can just pull up by hand. Nice soil. Okay, let's keep going back in here. Well, this is a real funky one. Look at that. This is narrow, and then this gets wider and fatter here. I don't like how that looks. Out it comes. Okay, there's a couple more that were damaged earlier. Those come out. That comes out, that comes out, that comes out. Get these guys that are going in directions we don't want out. And again, we are just simply remodeling this plant. Make it so it's easier for us to work around. These I think have rooted down. I'll have to talk to Mrs. Ag Teacher Thoughts and see if she wants to just turn that into another one So these, those are a whole new plant. So we'll leave that for right now. Yeah, I'll leave that one too. It's the same deal. I don't want this one here. We'll take those out. Okay. Now this one here is crossing. So we have it coming up here, but it's crossing this bigger one. Let's take that one out. And then this one is crossing. Let's take that one out. And then this one is the one we cut out. So get those out of the way. We're just making some quick decisions, trying to decide how big we want our lilac to be. And I think I'm going to make one more decision right here. I'm going to take that one out. Those up there. This one can be clipped up here. Then we'll come in and get some of these small insiders, and they will, this thing will sucker like mad this spring. So if I don't like what's here, I'm not going to worry about it because the new one will be up in a few months. All right, so there we go. That is an opened up lilac plant. So we've got a lot of those branches up out of the way. We've come in here, we've removed 6 major branches. So these 6 trunks are gone. We wanted those out of the way. I would have liked them flusher to the ground, but that's the tool that I had for today. So this looks a whole lot better. Let's get you a wider shot. We went from a really thick lilac to the one that's been thinned up. We still have one that's going fairly tall, so that's got to be 7 or 8 feet up there. Well, that's a good thinned up lilac. Now we're going to do the same thing over here. We've got another lilac bush here in the corner, and we're going to go ahead and remodel that one too. This one I'm going to cut a little high because I want this one to sucker. So this one hasn't suckered yet. We haven't pruned it. It is underneath another tree, so it doesn't get as much light and energy as the other one does. But let's go ahead and get you set up here. So we're going to do on this lilac is we're going to come in just about chin level, and we're going to start removing a bunch of these to try to force some of the suckers to come up from the bottom so that we can go ahead and refresh this one also. So I've gone through and I've looked at a few things like this middle branch, which you can kind of sort of see here. So this middle branch here, let's get it to focus. See how we've got horizontal cracks that are going up this branch? And then you come down here and you've got a split and horizontal cracks. That is signs that that branch is dead. So this is a live branch. There's no horizontal cracks coming across there. That is live. So we know we're going to keep this one. And then this one, we can go all the way down in here, and it looks like right in here. This cut here is what really led this one to die. So we're going to go ahead and cut this off here because we know that's dead. This is alive, but we're going to try to force some branches off of this one. I don't know if this, I know this has been dead for a while. This one might also be dead. Let's go up here on the upper branch. Okay, we're going to do a snap test. Oh, it's still bendy. I think it died this winter, because those buds do not look alive. Yeah, I think that died this winter. So we'll go ahead and take that off. This doesn't look too alive to me either. Yeah, it dies on the snap test. Yeah. So that trunk right there is probably dead. So this will help. We do have some new suckering coming up from the bottom. So it's refreshing itself. And yeah, let's rehab this one too. So then you don't all complain. I'll use the old-fashioned bow saw on this one too. So we'll come in and remove this with the old-fashioned bow saw. I got my trusty big pruners. We'll work on that. Well, I got some here, so I know I want this out. I'll go ahead and take it here. These aren't perfect. They're not pretty. That's okay. So I boogered that one up, but I'm not too concerned because what we're trying to do is promote that suckering from down below. So if that ends up dying, that's okay. We're just trying to get this to start giving us some new tissue to work with. Like this is definitely all dead. See, that's all dead. That needed to come out. This is the one that I thought died. That wood's dead there. I barked this and it's not green. This died there. That bud doesn't look to be alive. I think we're going to go ahead and just take this one off down here, get it out of the way. Yeah, that's dead. Look at that, completely dry dead wood. There was nothing alive. That died last fall. Okay, so we got a fresh sucker here, so we don't want to injure that one. That's coming here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to cut this direction. We'll take this whole thing off here and get that away from the fence. So these, we'll treat them same way we did the last lilac. We're going to lower it, promote it to sucker, and then we will trim these large trunks down next year and completely eliminate them. Come on. So this is plenty alive. That's going to take over there. Got a bunch of latent buds here. I nicked that and it's still green. So we're going to go ahead and take this one here. Go right below that nick. Okay, that'll activate all those latent buds and get them working. So all along in here, there's buds that are lying dormant. Now that we've taken that off, they're going to activate and start growing. I think this might be dead too, so we're going to take that off right about there. Yeah, it's dead. That doesn't look. Well, that's dead there too. That's all dead. That bud's dead. Yeah, this didn't make it either. Well, it's still alive, but we'll cut her down a little bit, see if we can activate some of those latent buds, see if we have any of them still there. So we're going to prune that one about like that. Okay, this is dead to there, that can come off. So on this, there is, come on phone, there is a live bud. We'll try it, come on. There's a live bud right there. Okay, see how it's got some redness to it? There's a little bit of volume. This wood here is darker in color. This, there's nothing there. That wood is old, it's dead. You can see a hole in the end of it. The tissue's pulling away. So on one like this, come on, there we go. One like this, we're gonna come in here. We're gonna trim to there. And see how this bud right here is activated? I'm gonna trim right above that one. That one's alive. This one's dead. We'll trim right to there. Okay. Yeah, this is dead. We can trim that off. That's dead there. We can trim that off. That's dead to there. We'll trim that off. And there we go. Oh, here's one more right there. That can come off. And then let's see what's up here. So there you go. That's the stages we're going to go through to revitalize this lilac too. So we've trimmed off most of the upper story here. We're leaving this water sprout here because it's alive. It's going to give some leaves and some foliage and some energy to that. So that's okay for that to stay. But the rest of this, we've trimmed that off just to activate latent buds and activate some suckering down below so that we can go through and restructure and reshape this plant to something that we like. Anyway, I hope you're learning something. Ag Teacher Thoughts out.